Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I have a guest on from the Troup County Archives, and this lady, definitely you're going to notice a little bit of something about her when I introduce her, ladies and gentlemen, so just stay tuned. I have on as my guest today, Bethany Miller-Vrroz. Bethany, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us. I appreciate it.
Well, you know, I told him that they were going to notice something about you immediately. Bethany, I just got to ask the question. I can tell you're not from LaGrange, correct?
I am not. I am not a Troup County native.
Okay.
I'm originally from the UK, but I've been in the US for 20 years now, and in LaGrange for, I think, coming up on 8 years now.
8 years in LaGrange. And you know, coming from the UK and being here in LaGrange, I always ask when I hear people move here to LaGrange, what brought you to LaGrange?
Love.
Okay, love is in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My husband Carlos, who's also involved in the Troup County Historical Society, he's been living in LaGrange for longer than me. He's originally from Nicaragua, so we're two transplants who have decided to make Troup County our home, and we love it here. And my 3 stepkids have gone through the school system here. My 2-year-old was born here.
Wow.
And so, yeah, we're very happy to be in LaGrange.
Oh, very good, very good. I'm always interested in the stories, and love is one of those stories that make you travel distances, I see.
It does, it
Absolutely.
does.
Well, Bethany, you're here today to talk about the historical anniversary coming up of the Legacy Museum, Troup County Archives. And I understand that you are the chairperson for the event committee.
Yeah.
And your husband is also working with you on this event as well, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So it's the 50th anniversary of the Troup County Historical Society. And so it was created back in 1972 by Biddy Hammett and a group of folks who are from this area, from West Georgia. And they just realized that they were losing so much of their history, so many of the stories, so many of the actual artifacts, you know, family Bibles and records. And so they came together to preserve the history, to make sure that we could educate future generations, and that's what the staff and the volunteers at the museum and the archives are still doing today. Very
good. Now, talk about the museum itself, and I know everybody knows where it's located. Talk about the hours of operation that you all are there, if you don't mind, for us.
So they're open during the week and on the weekends, and you can always go to trouphistory.org to make sure that you have the latest information.
Okay.
But we have a standing exhibit all around Troup County and the history of the region. And then we also right now have a special exhibit called Hitting the Road that is all about the automobile industry in Troup County. So from the very first time that cars appeared in Troup County, and you know, they were spooking the horses, we've got all of those kind of stories, all the way up through the current dealerships that are around, and Kia and the other automobile businesses that have moved into the area. So it's a great exhibit. Very hands-on. There's some engines that the kids can touch and see how a car actually works. And it's a really great time.
Absolutely. Probably definitely an evolution there from the horse and buggy to the first automobile to the electric automobile, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, all the way through, to the very latest technology. And it's really interesting because it's not only telling the history of cars, right, which you could Google, you could go and read a Wikipedia page about that, but it's talking about the specific history in Troup County. Right. So who had the first cars? What were the big, road accidents that first happened that, surprised people? They didn't know anything about cars. So it's really fascinating if you have the opportunity to come to the museum and take a look at that exhibit.
Very good, very good. And you all have a number of other exhibits going on leading up, and we're going to talk about the gala here in just a moment, but you all also have other things that take place throughout the year at the museum there. Hands-on History, I think, was one of the other things that you all talk about.
Hands-on History is the first Saturday of every month, and that's where families can come in, and we always have a little activity, a little craft, something to really usually get the kids excited to be in a museum and to learn a little bit about their history. And then we also have Baby History on Tuesdays at 11. And that's where anyone can come to the museum with their little one, whether it's a newborn. One of our staff members just had a baby, so that newborn will be coming to Baby History, all the way up to 4 or 5 usually. And again, they read a book, they do a little craft, they sing a little song, and it's just a great way to get little kids excited about history. And the staff run those events, and they're just fantastic. My 2-year-old has a blast. I have so many craft projects from her that she's brought back that are just the sweetest thing.
I bet. Now, and another thing too, Bethany, most of these are free events, correct?
Yep, all of those are free events. We have speaker series, a speaker series throughout the year. Some of those are ticketed events. Most of them are free and open to the public. You know, during COVID, we were doing Zoom events because we wanted to make sure we still had an outreach to the community as much as we possibly could.
Very good, very good. All right. So people can take full advantage of coming out and participating in any of these events. And now we'll talk about one that is open to the public, and that is your 50th anniversary. Talk a little bit about some of the going-ons and makings and putting together this event, if you don't mind.
Sure. So we've been planning this event for a long time. It was originally going to be last year. We had COVID, everything got pushed, events got pushed. But we're so excited to finally be having it on Friday, January 20th at 6 p.m. at the Delavant. It will be a lovely evening. We're going to have dinner from Jamie Keating with Epic Restaurant.
Wow.
We're going to have music from the Peachtree City Jazz Edition. So swing music live. There'll be dancing after dinner. We also have a silent auction, and we're so appreciative of local businesses in Troup County who have donated for that silent auction. We have some goodies, we have some events, some experiences, so you can come and look at everything in the silent auction. And then we also have artwork that has been created just for the event by a local artist, Annie Green.
Wow.
And so it is beautiful. It is such a beautiful piece of art. And not only are we auctioning off the original artwork, we'll also have prints available to purchase.
Wow. Okay. And when you talk about Annie Green, that's just talented beyond measures.
Oh, yeah.
I have a couple of pieces of her artwork, and people are, I guess, amazed when they look at it, and then they look at it again and like, that's yarn.
Yes.
That is so unique. You
yes.
know?
No, she is an absolute jewel of Troup County.
Absolutely.
And we're very lucky to have a few of her pieces in the museum. Again, preserving that history, preserving that talent.
Okay. Now, we were talking before we came on, you were talking about preserving history, and you guys go back in history to preserve history. Do you know roughly how far back we go?
Sure. So Troup County Archives actually hosts all of the school records for Troup County school system.
Okay.
And so the records there officially go back to 1828. So if you ever wanted to find out how your grandparents did in science back in the day, you can always go to the archives and request those school records.
Okay.
And then otherwise, we have artifacts and history dating all the way back to when it was the Native Americans in Troup County. And so we've really tried to preserve that history, preserve the artifacts. One of the more exciting things that we're doing at the minute is making sure that we get oral history. So hearing from individuals in Troup County about their history, their family's history, making sure that we're really documenting everybody in the community, not just a handful of people that may have their names on buildings.
Very good. All right. All the way back to 1828. I'm hoping they lost my school record along the way somewhere.
They don't lose anything. Okay. They are very, very good at their job, so
very
it's definitely
good.
There.
Well, very good. Well, again, we're here to talk about the gala, and you talked about where it's going. And Jamie Keating. Now, we mentioned that it is open to the public. But if somebody was listening, wanted to get more information, how can they do that, Bethany?
Sure. So you can go to trouphistory.org.
Okay.
And there's a link to the events page. It is a ticketed event. It's a paid event. It's a fundraising event. It's our major fundraising event of the year. And I know there's a lot of fundraising events that go on throughout Troup County. But the reason that I'm so passionate about this one is this is about Troup County. This is about where we live. It's about preserving the history. Because, at the end of the day, if we're not making sure that we are preserving that history and that we're studying it and we're learning from mistakes and we're learning from our successes, that's how we're all going to be better people in the future. At the end of the day, the majority of us here are citizens of Troup County, And, you know, we can vote in elections and we need to know what's happening and what's not happening. And so preserving that history is so important. And so I really encourage anybody to go to the museum. The museum is free. You can go and learn more about where you live, learn more about where your family has lived. You can contribute to the museum with your own history, your own stories. We always love to hear and see what's happened in your own personal history. And then if you have the opportunity to come to the gala, we would love to see you there.
Okay, well, very good. And that's going to be on January the 20th at 6 o'clock down at Delevant, correct?
Correct.
And to get tickets, they could go to the trouphistory.org to get tickets as well?
Correct. You can buy tickets online or you can stop by the museum and you can buy them in person. It's going to be a really wonderful event. We still have some sponsorship tables available as well.
All right.
So if there are any businesses listening, watching, who would like to sponsor the event, sponsor the history of Troup County, we would love to talk with you as well.
Okay, very good. I'm sure that it will be a wonderful event. And I know that you came in with a friend of yours that didn't want to come on. It has been on in the past. You was going to go and give her a shout out if you don't mind?
Absolutely, yes. Shannon Gavin Johnson is the woman in charge, the woman behind all the magic at Troup County Archives and the Legacy Museum on Main. And so, you know, I'm here to help her with the events, the gala, the baby history, the hands-on history, to make sure that we get as much outreach as possible to the community. You know, we really do want to hear everybody's story, and we want everybody to learn about everybody's stories. We're very excited.
Very good. Well, I'm excited about the fact that you come on and blessed our stage with your accent. Is beautiful. and to inform the public about the upcoming 50th anniversary that will be held on January the 20th at 6 o'clock down at Delevant. So Bethany, thank you very much for being my guest today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week coming up in just a moment. Welcome back, City Week, ladies and gentlemen. To keep us informed of all the wonderful things taking place in and around our great city, we always have a visitor from Visit LaGrange, and Lynn does such an outstanding job. Well, Lynn, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Alton.
Well, can you tell us about what's going on this week?
Sure.
All right.
Hello, and welcome to City Scenes. I'm your host, Lynn Holly from Visit LaGrange. This week, we're going to be talking about the events in and around LaGrange during the week of January 16th through January 22nd. So let's get started. Beginning Thursday, January 19th at 7:30 p.m. and going through January 22nd, the Lafayette Theater Company presents the full-length play, The Ice Fishing Play, by Kevin Kling and directed by Kelly Finley. In an ice fishing house on a lake in northern Minnesota, Ron, an ice fisherman extraordinaire, struggles to catch the big one. Only the big one doesn't just mean the biggest fish in the lake. This is a funny, vibrant exploration of the struggle to connect in a world of blizzards, frozen minnows, memories, and miracles. A glimpse of the secret inner world of that mystical icon, the ice fisherman. For tickets, go to lsparts.org/tickets. On Friday, January 20th, Jamie Harris will be live at Pure Life House of Music. Kim Rule from Folk Alley says Jamie Harris has been making waves with her emotive, stirringly honest songwriting that walks the often thin line between folk and country. Whatever you want to call it, it rides on the smooth instrument of Harris's vocals and her courageous storytelling. Tickets can be purchased at www.purelifelagrange.com/tickets-1. Pure Life House of Music is located at 206 Clark Street in LaGrange, Georgia. On Saturday, January 21st, beginning at 1 p.m. and ending at 6 p.m., Wild Leap Brew Company will be hosting a comfort food festival. Cold weather plus comfort food. You've done it for years. Now Wild Leap is making an entire day of it. Join them for their newest festival on Saturday, January 21st at Wild Leap LaGrange. Open for all ages and entry is free. There will be one-day-only beers, cocktails, and slushies. This is a rain or shine event. The food trucks will be from Tactical Smoke Barbecue, Mr. Bami, Mi Lupa Long Time, Chucky D's Deli, Biscuits and Burritos, Georgia Tacos. Remember, this is a rain or shine event. Alton, those are just a few of the events that will be happening in and around LaGrange during the week of January 19th through January 22nd.
Wow. Great lineup, Lynn.
Yes.
Always something exciting taking place in our city. So I know that people will come out, enjoy, and as always, we look forward to you bringing us city scenes each week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Lynn. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been from the Troup Historical Society, Bethany Miller-Vrroz, as she talked about the upcoming 50th anniversary that will be taking place on January the 20th at 6 o'clock down at Delavant. So come on out, get involved in some dancing and dinner, and also an opportunity to buy some silent auction. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed this interview, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.